Just like the brand of cricket India played, instead of doing a normal review, I have now decided to make things a bit interesting. So I have split this review for India vs England second test match into three parts. The first one will be the tactical one. So, if you come to the tactical side, starting off with the session wins, it is fair enough to say that this test match was a closely contested one till the stumps of day 4. England had managed to win 6 sessions, India had managed to win 7, and there were 2 shared sessions as well. Now, doing a bit of comparative analysis, the opening partnerships in this match for Team India was very successful, with Rohit and KL Rahul both being able to score a lot of runs. In fact, the KL Rahul century was very special, which we'll be talking about in detail in this video later on. So India have got 144 runs from their opening pair in this test match, while England have managed to get only 24 runs from the Dom Sibley Rory Burns pair in this test match. Now, talking about the tail, the number 7, 8, 9 and 10, where it really made a difference. India managed to score 117 runs from their last 4 batsmen, while England have got just 20 runs from their last 4. Now, coming to the plans of the bowlers. Siraj bowling as a one-change bowler was a very good move from India, just because that he uses the scrambled seam to good effect, and whenever there is even a little bit shine on the ball, he gets the ball to move in. The lengths and the line of the Indian bowlers were also very smart when compared to the English bowlers, because the Indian bowlers managed to make effective use of the conditions where the ball was normally swinging and seaming. Their plan basically was to pitch the ball up and make the batsman play forward, which worked wonders for the Indian team. While England, on the other hand, were bowling a lot into the body of the Indian tailenders, especially on day 5 of the test match. England tried to bounce India out and missed bowling to the stump line. The field was also very spread for the catches, and this helped Bumrah and Shami to take a lot of singles, which worked well for India, and it worked adversely for England as well. Also, talking about the use of angles, Mohammad Siraj going over the wicket to the left-handers to get that angle against the left-handers, and having a full slip cordon with a gully, and Jadeja bowling into the rough to the left-handers was something very tactical, and it was very intelligent, a strategic plan that can be said. And the lengths of the Indian bowlers. Bumrah, for example, let me give you an example. Bumrah bowled 2 bouncers to Ollie Robinson, and he was at deep inside the crease expecting a Yorker. But Bumrah went over around the stumps and just bowled an off-cutter, and with Robinson stuck on the crease, he was just adjudged LBW on day 5 of the test match, which turned things into India's favourite, Josh Buttler following him quickly. So we can say that the Indian pace quadrant had done exceedingly well. Now, to bring out a stat in favour of this, since January 2018, Indian pacers have got majority, that is 78% of the wickets outside India, to be precise. Coming to the second part of my review, these are some of the key moments or performances in the game that set the tone or changed the game's course. The first one will be KL Rahul's century. He is a classy right-handed opening batsman, isn't he? From having scored 100 in the practice game, and from having been left out of the team in the past Australian tour and having come back after an injury, he made best use of the opportunity that was presented to him. He left a lot of balls outside off stump, and he played really late, and he got very comfortable with the conditions, after which he went for his shots. He's the first Indian opening batsman to have scored 100 after 32 years, and he certainly set the tone for a big total. His opening partnership with Rohit Sharma, who also scored an exciting 83, is the highest ever opening partnership for Indians at Lords. The second one will be James Anderson's fifer. He's aging like wine, isn't he? He always seemed like taking a wicket whenever he was bowling. The third one will be Joe Root's 180 not out. When Root comes out to bat, he always seems to bat like he's on a different wicket, isn't he? playing the ball late, quick and decisive footwork, and quickly playing that pull shot and using his feet to the spinners is always his hallmark qualities. Now, even in the second innings also, Joe Root seemed like $1,000,000. The final one will be the one that is trending on all social media right now. The Shami-Bumrah partnership. 9th wicket partnership of 89 runs, which changed the game into India's favour. Shami with his second 50 scoring a 56 of just 70 deliveries, staying not out, and Bumrah made a 34 of 64 balls. This is the highest ever 9th wicket partnership for India, and this was special because Bumrah and Shami faced a lot of heat from the English bowlers in the middle. Bumrah, especially after being hit on his helmet, played with a lot of character and grittiness, and they were sensible as well. England, as we discussed earlier, had spread their fields and planned to bang these two out of the middle. They were all over the place, and Bumrah and Shami made much use of that and took a lot of singles with the field so well spread. Sport always gives you an opportunity to rebuild, rework and come back stronger, which brings me to the final part of my review. Positives for the losing side, England, going ahead for the third test match. The first one will be Joe Root's form. His 180 not out was something very obvious. He seemed so different from all the other English batters. If you take a look at Joe Root's stats in 2021 alone, he has played 10 tests and has scored 1,117 runs at a massive average of 62.05. He has got 400s and has got a highest score of 228 as well. Also, he crossed the 9,000 run landmark in tests for England. The second one would be James Anderson's fifer. It was his 31st fifer overall in his test career, and it was the 7th one at Lord's. So England would be hoping that James Anderson reaches a 10 wicket haul going forward in the third test match. Moeen Ali looked good whenever he was batting. His punches, backfoot punches, his cut shots, and he seemed very confident enough to score runs quickly. He also bowled exceedingly well, especially in the 4th innings, and he seemed to make use of the rough also very well. So these are some of the positives for England going ahead into the third test match. They will be looking to rebuild and work on these aspects.